How do I get on your podcast? How can I get on your network? How can I get on your network? How can I be a part of your network? If you don't have views, nothing's going to happen.
So what's your podcast?
The Coach HP Show.
Testing 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? It's your coach. Welcome to the #1 positivity podcast on the internet right now, the Coach HP Show. And we're live. First podcast of 2024. Happened to be in Philadelphia. Beautiful Philadelphia has been great. The weather's been great. It's been cold from Miami, dude, but the weather has been amazing. Here it's been really good. The big shout out, let me turn this TV off here that we got there. Big shout out to the Logan Hotel here in Philadelphia. The Logan Hotel has been amazing. The food here has been great. The service, the food, I'm waiting on room service right now. The service, the way people have treated me, they allowed me to record an episode in one of their private rooms. They shut it down for me. Everything was amazing. So big shout out to the Logan Hotel, the whole staff, the marketing team, everybody. Guys, if you have a chance, an opportunity, and you're coming to Philly, you gotta check this place out. As I'm talking to you guys now, it's actually Saturday night here in Philadelphia. 26-7, the Dolphins are getting killed 26-7. I knew it. All year long, we've had a little fraudulent of a team when it comes to playing people at this caliber, and I think the line was -5 with the Chiefs. I would have taken that all day because we knew this was happening. How to have a successful podcast in 2024. That's the, let me move this here. That's the question. How to have a successful podcast in 2024. So I just got back from PodCon. My man, Wallow267 of $1 Million Worth of Game. Had him on the show yesterday, and it was awesome. He threw this event for the people of Philadelphia. Free event, offering a ton of knowledge. His podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game, is about giving knowledge. That's how they started. And I wanted to share the takeaway, give you my feedback on what I saw worked, what I saw people were doing there that's not going to work, my situation with my podcast, my dealings with the iHearts, with Podcast One, with all these different platforms that come at you when you have a successful show or when they see you really got momentum. So I took some notes and I wanted to share with you guys top things for a successful podcast from PodCon and stuff from myself, but top things. Number 1, guys, you gotta start. People don't want to start. You want to worry about things like, is this a good time to start? I don't want to put up too much content. Is this the right camera? I don't have a camera, all these things. Guys, start. Grab an iPhone that we all have and just start shooting and talking. That's the first thing I got. So start. Number 2, you got to be yourself, which is super hard because it's very hard to have, and I see this happens with a lot of comedians too. They're like, I don't want to see such and such comedian. I don't want to see Richard Pryor, because then I start imitating Richard Pryor and I do a version of him, which is true. We all have a sense of who we like in this business. It's almost impossible not to imitate the big podcast because you see what they're doing, you see their vibe, you see their angles, but the more you are true to yourself and what you feel you want to share in this, the better I think it'll become. And it gives you time to grow and build an audience. So you got to be authentic. Number 3, you can't compare yourself to other podcasts. You don't want to imitate other podcasts, but you can't compare yourself to them. Everybody at this event was asking, these people was asking Wallo, when did you guys start and how long it took you guys to make it? Is that, guys, that's a special situation. You have 2 extraordinary talents that in literally 6 months, they were at the top of their category, one of the best podcasts in the world. That's not normal. What's normal is you start and it takes time. I started this, it's gonna be now 4 years ago, 3 years of just every week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, interviewing people, having shows like this, talking to people, doing a million things. So this takes time. It takes time to find your rhythm. It takes time to find out what you want to talk about. I still don't exactly fully know what this is. I love talking to people. That's awesome. But I also love telling you guys how I feel, what I think, all these things, what's going on, stuff that's happened to me, mistakes I've made. So don't imitate anybody else. And then number 3, don't compare yourself to anybody else. You got to start and do your thing. You see what else we got here in our notes. Focus on your community. So they were big on focusing with your community. What's your community? When I started, I was in the baseball world, so it was a lot of baseball stuff. But then I moved more into the parenting section. So then I became more parenting. And then it became working with athletes outside of baseball, golf, and working with comedians, then working with entrepreneurs. So find your community of people that support you. It could be 10, could be 100, hopefully it's 1,000, 1,000,000. But start small with your community. Engage with your community. Your community is gonna give you the true feedback. I love this from YouTube. From Instagram, at least in my content, I don't get a lot of people asking me stuff. They usually DM it, which is more in private. But in YouTube, I guess because YouTube, you can have screen names and nobody knows who you are. It is huge. The people reach out, they ask questions. It's awesome. So you gotta engage with your community. Relatable to you. So perfect example, the top podcast stuff that they talked about is true crimes. So true crimes. I'm not a big fan of true crime, so I would not start a true crime. I'm a fan of positivity. I will not start a true crime podcast. But what I do think about is maybe start with Miami, like historic crimes that have happened in Miami, and talk about them and review them and stuff like that. So that's an idea. But relatable was a big thing. Other things that people talked about was content themes. So themes of content, right? Your 3 things. You're either educational. Educational, like with me, was the video of how to break in a baseball glove. That was huge for me. Educational is how to hit a baseball, how to talk to a 14-year-old, educational stuff like that. Aspirational which is where a lot of the scams come in, where people showcase their lives and people want to be you. They see somebody, they go, I like that guy. I like his house. I like his car. I like his chick. I like what he has going on. Aspirational is another avenue. And third is entertaining. Entertaining is you're funny, you can sing, you can dance, you can do so many things. So out of those 3 things, you got to find out which are you. Are you educational, aspirational, and entertaining? And you could intertwine them, obviously. And obviously, if you could do all 3, it'd be great. But those features are important. Partnerships. They talked a lot about partnerships, partnering up with each other. Now, this is a little tricky. So everybody that was there today, you had a Charlemagne at the end, and he has, I think it's called the Black Podcast Network or something like that. Everybody was asking him, how do I get on your podcast? How can I get on your network? How can I get on your network? How can I be a part of your network? If you don't have views, nothing's gonna happen. Every meeting I've had with companies, they look at your analytics. Can they help you grow? Can you make them money? That's it. There's no nice guys here. It's not like, oh, we like you. No. This literally, you have to have a niche that they want to get into. They have to like what you do. You have to see you have some kind of movement, and then you could be considered for this. I've had people tell me, we'll get you and we'll do a 70-30 split, 60-40 split, but you want to feel comfortable, and till then, It's almost like better be on your own, because you don't want people then to have a pressure of, okay, well, how many views you like. I had a company tell me, till you get consistently 20,000 views an episode, that's what we're looking for. And my answer was, by that, hold on one second. Hey.
Hello, my friend.
How's everything?
Fantastic. Thank you. It's time.
There it is.
Champions again.
Yes, sir.
It's on Monday.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think we have a big shot, man. This will be good.
I think everybody have a big chance. As long as this bull be.
Yes, sir. There you go, my friend. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Okay. We had to get the food. So I've had podcasts, people tell me the split, and they're like, listen, if you don't get 20,000, we're not gonna, it's not even worth it. And I'm like, look, by the time I get 20,000 views an episode, I'm not coming to you guys. I'm gonna come somewhere else. Or I'm gonna go somewhere else. So wait, just wait, get your rhythm. It's always better to have a gig where you're getting paid already and you don't put pressure on this. I didn't live off my Rawlings deal, my New Balance deal, or anything else that I've gotten, because I had income coming from somewhere else, so there was never really pressure on this. From my personal experience, going to podcasts, doing them live has been amazing. Also, what's been good is personal relationship. People aren't talking about personal relationships. You gotta have good personal relationship, guys, because that's what's gonna help you get in the door, especially if you don't know anybody. And the best way to make personal relationships is to give. Find what you can give, whether it's your time, your service. Some people give money, some people barter for equal exchange, but you gotta give. I think this is good for the first episode of the Coach HP show. Back here in 2024. Big shout out to Wallow. Big shout out to Dez, his manager, the Logan Hotel again for hooking it up. And if I could tell you guys anything in 2024 is to continue to go hard, continue to do your thing. No excuses, but you gotta put in the work, guys. It's an effort and attitude thing. It's your coach. Please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the show, subscribe to YouTube, subscribe, like, subscribe, share, please. Thank you.